Hi, my name is Tim Johnson. I'm the owner of Tuscaloosa Ophthalmology as well as Southern Eye Consultants, two ophthalmology practices in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I'm a client of Clay Clark. He asked me to answer a couple questions. The first question was, how did I hear about Clay Clark? I am a big fan of business podcasts, and his podcast popped up as a recommended listening, so I started listening to the podcast. I was a little suspicious or skeptical because I thought there was going to be like an upcharge or an upsell. But the idea of the month-to-month canceling really appealed to me. And I kept waiting for the shoe to drop and for the upsell or for the scam to come in, but it never did. It's very legitimate. Since working with Clay, I've gotten a much firmer grasp on how business works. Even in medicine, business is business. I've learned a lot about marketing, especially how Google reviews work and how important that is. And that's very important even in medicine. At least once a week, if not every day, I get a new patient because somebody Googled eye doctor in Tuscaloosa or ophthalmologist in Tuscaloosa. And you'd be amazed how many patients just look for an eye doctor that way. And so he's really changed our business. Our business has grown a lot, maybe 15 to 20% this year. And so we're really grateful for the things he's done for our business. And the last question was, when did I perfect the laugh? I would say that you can never perfect the laugh. You just keep working at it, and just keeps getting better and better each day. But you got to keep working at it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. One month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985. I established my practice here in Tulsa in 1985.
I started a business because I couldn't work for anyone else. I do things my way. I do what I think is in the best interest of the patient. I don't answer to insurance companies. I don't answer to large corporate organizations. I answer to my patient, and that's it. My thought when I opened my clinic was I can do this all myself. I don't need additional outside help in many ways. I went to medical school. I can figure this out. But it was a very, very steep learning curve. Within the first 6 months of opening my clinic, I had a $63,000 embezzlement. I lost multiple employees. Clay helped us weather the storm of some of the things that are just a lot of people experience, especially in the medical world. He was instrumental in helping with the specific written business plan. He's been instrumental in hiring good quality employees, using the processes that he outlines for getting in good talent, which is extremely difficult. He helped me in securing the business loans. He helped me with web development and search engine optimization. We've been able to really keep a steady stream of clients coming in because they found us on the web. With everything that I encountered, everything that I experienced, I quickly learned it is worth every penny to have someone in your team that can walk you through and even avoid some of the pitfalls that are almost invariable in starting your own business. I'm Dr. Chad Edwards, and I own Revolution Health and Wellness Clinic.
Hello?
Yes. We're excited to have you back on the phone, Mr. Timothy.
Hey, thanks, Marshall. How's it going?
It's going well. I'm going to tee it up. I'll ask you some questions to share with us about your experience, and we'll get going here, okay?
Sounds great.
Why don't we start with you introducing yourself and what you do and how long you've been with the Thrive coaching program.
Yeah, my name's Tim Johnson. I am an ophthalmologist, which means an eye doctor in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I have been with the Thrive program for 3 months now. Is that right?
Yeah, probably about 3 or 4 months. How did you originally hear about the Thrive coaching program?
I got onto the podcast from another podcast. And so I listened to the podcast. I listened to the podcast for a while.
Yeah.
And then took a chance and called.
Okay. What was like the thing that really, because we've talked about that in the past, is you're coming into the coaching program and you're a little bit skeptical. You're like, what is this thing? You know, like what was your mindset going into your first call with our team and the overall experience with us?
I guess to answer a different question first, the thing that made sense to me was hearing that business people needed coaches. That seemed foreign. But then Clay would talk about how Tom Brady needs a coach because he's the best quarterback ever. And I got to thinking that, well, that's true. And then he would talk about how other business people like Steve Jobs had a coach. And so it sort of created this idea or showed me that is a possible need. So then when I called, I called, or you called me. We talked for like an hour. He asked me a bunch of questions, and it seemed a lot of questions that I had never thought of, and so it sort of demonstrated things that I hadn't been thinking about, that the corners around which you could see that I hadn't even noticed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And so we get going, and how often do we meet? What is our coaching schedule?
Yeah, so we meet an hour a week when things are going well. When there are emergencies, I've been amazed at how responsive you've been. I've had 1 or 2, and you'll get on the phone with me as soon as you get the message, and we'll talk. And we need to outside of that.
And what successes, you said 3 months with the coaching program, what successes, what wins have you seen within your practice? Because I know that you've been operating the practice for a number of years, and you've already begun to see some wins. So what are some of those wins that you've seen?
A lot of small wins and a lot of big ones. Small ones first, we are at the top if you Google cataract surgeon in Tuscaloosa. Putting my name on there, getting Google reviews, things like that. Also reaching out to referring doctors, systematizing that, putting a lot of systems in place in the practice where we were being much more haphazard in the past. And then bigger wins, cutting back hours and being sustained and not increased productivity and profitability.
And you don't have to share you don't have to share gross numbers, but in terms of the impact of the maybe the percentage or how much you've grown in the past, how much more business that you're doing now in terms of the amount of growth that you've experienced or what you're on pace to do, how would you describe the amount of growth you're experiencing as a physician that's been in business for many, many years?
Yeah, I think the last 2 months over the same 2 months the previous year, our practice is up somewhere between 10 and 20% over the last year, probably closer to 20%.
That's awesome.
It's really grown a lot, yeah.
One of the things that you mentioned was the Dream 100 system that we talked about, and when I first described it, you're like, that makes sense. I don't know why I haven't done it, or I've done it in the past, but I haven't, done it consistently. Describe to us what the Dream 100 system has been for your practice and why you've seen it work.
Yeah, so we work closely with doctors who refer us patients, other doctors who refer us patients. And, you know, I knew that was important, and I made it a point to have relationships with them, but I wasn't consistent. And I think when you lack the consistency, you lack the outcome, the desired outcome. And being consistent in going every week to each person on that list has really improved those relationships. And a lot of our referral sources have pointed that out, where we get a much better feedback from them, and more referrals.
And when we work with clients, when I think we first described this, they think that they have to come in and do some type of crazy value or have a speech prepared when they go in and talk to these different people. What types of conversation is being had, and how simple are the things that you're dropping off at these doctors' offices?
We just bring them a bag of candy or a box of donuts and say, hey, think about it. That's it. So yeah, I mean, it's not rocket science. Depending on the practice, we'll talk to the people because we have a relationship with them. But some of them is just saying, hey, just checking up, making sure everything's okay. It takes like 5 minutes.
That's all you're doing
during the lunch break.
Just a bag of candy, and you just go drop it off.
Yeah, and then I think one week we decided to shake it up. We brought flowers, like tulips or something like that.
Yeah.
And they got really mad at us. They told us. And so we try not to. We don't rock the boat anymore. We just go with candy or donuts.
And how you said how often that you go out and do this?
Our goal is to hit every referral source every week.
And that's as simple as it is. Bag of candy every week to every referral source.
Yeah, or a box of donuts or cookies or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a big expense, and not. I mean, I think the point is not that it's a big effort. It's just a sustained small token, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it's just.
And you're seeing that even something that is completely unrelated to your practice, like donuts. Donuts have nothing related to do with your practice and the quality that you do. And you're seeing that's what's actually getting you to refer patients.
Yeah, because one of the things that made sense to me was that a lot of referrals come from non-providers, like people at the front desk or the secretary or something like that. That may not be true for everybody, but at least the doctors I've talked to like that you go and bring their whole staff donuts or candy, because you're showing the whole staff that you appreciate them, the whole team, and not just the business owner, if that makes sense. And so I think it's nice to have something that's shareable, and not just bring the doctor like a gift just for the referral source, but something for the whole business, the whole team over there.
The last thing that I'm going to ask you is about Google reviews. Something as simple as like a little Google review. We're in a technology day and age. Tell me about your experience with Google reviews. Did you think that Google reviews were going to have as big of an impact on your business as they've had? Describe your experience in getting Google reviews and optimizing your listing and how that's affected your business.
Yeah, so it takes a long time to learn how to do cataract surgery. It takes years. And what's crazy to me is that I think like a couple of weeks ago, we got my name as a standalone search for cataract surgeon in Tuscaloosa. And we've gotten 2 Google reviews for me over the last week or two. And already I'm at the top of that search result. And we've had patients who have come in because of that search result. And it shocks me that you would do that, but that's what people do, and it works. And so it may not be the ideal, but it's the way it is. And so they're going to go somewhere. They might as well go see you.
So as far as your experience with the coaching program, what has been some of the, maybe one of the unforeseen benefits of having a coach? You talked about having the, Tom Brady, Steve Jobs having a coach. What's something that you didn't expect that you really benefited from the coaching experience? I mean, we teach you the path, but a lot of the things that you and I have talked about have been things that you said, oh yeah, I know that. What has been some of the unforeseen benefits for anybody that's considering to getting started with a coach?
For me, the big thing was consistency and you calling me out. Like you called me out today on following through with a couple things that I knew to do. I just hadn't done well. And so it's easy to know what to do. It's hard to do it, and it's really hard to do it well consistently over time. And so it helps to have someone looking at you to say you know what to do. You're just not doing it well. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You didn't bring the fire this time. You need to step it up or get back on track.
Why do you think it's hard for business owners to do that?
I think it's just hard. I don't know. Business is a hard slog sometimes, and you kind of want to just go home and lick your wounds. And so, but it's good. But you want to do it, and so if you have somebody there who can cheer you on, or I don't know, press you to keep going, it's easier to do it with somebody else. Does that make sense?
Yeah, have a team member with you.
Yeah. Just knowing, like I had one interpersonal issue. It wasn't me, but it was between two staff members, and that was one of the emergencies we had. And it was interesting. I called you, and you immediately figured out what was going on, just even though you aren't in my office. And it was nice because I thought it was kind of an emergency, and it wasn't really. You sort of talked me through it, and we got through it. And it hasn't been an issue since. It was good to have an outside perspective there.
Right, objective, where somebody. Yeah. What advice would you give to somebody who's considering the program? Maybe they're listening to this and they're like, man, like I've thought about doing coaching, but I don't know whether or not I can afford it, or I don't know if it's for me, or I don't know if it'll work for my business. What advice would you have for that person?
I would definitely give this program a shot. I think for me, the month-to-month model was really low risk, and I've gotten a lot of value out of it. We created a website, done a lot of search engine optimization and transcription services. There's a lot of value there.
Has there been a lot of different like marketing or coaching? There's like the catch. There's like, yeah, that seems great, but there's like an upsell or a catch or something like that. Have you had that experience? Have we just shamelessly just upsold you books and a ton of other stuff?
I'm still waiting for the catch. There really hasn't been a catch. It's been very. I think that was the problem. But then because it was month to month, I figured I could get out, and It hasn't been. It's just been very. People who genuinely want you to succeed, and who I think one of the things, we were talking about doctors and trying to get doctors involved in the program. One of the things, it's easy to say, well, medicine's different, but it's really not. It's just, it is different, but it's still a business. And so you treat it differently because there's the patient involved, but you need to be good at business so that you can give good medicine. You see a lot of doctors who can't do good medicine because they don't do good business. And so I think if you want to be able to do good medicine, you have to do good business so that you are in control. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's the opposite of what people think it should be. You need to take control of the business so that you can maintain your control of the medicine.
Yeah. I'm with you 100%. What you talk about is meta, and that is such a large part of what we do. Is you have to schedule time to work on the business, not just in the business, not just doing cataract surgeries, but also thinking about the business of doing cataract surgeries.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, well, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you sharing with your experience, and I'll talk with Clay, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Cool. Thanks a lot. I hope that helps.
All right. Thanks, Timothy. Talk to you then. Bye.
Okay.
Are you serious about growing your business? Save yourself both time and money by signing up for the world's most affordable and effective education for entrepreneurs today at ThriveTimeSchool.com. Is ThriveTimeSchool.com worth it? For just $228 per year, you'll receive 24/7 access to thousands of entrepreneurial training videos taught by world-class mentors, 2 tickets to an in-person 15-hour workshop per year, and you'll have access to hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of templates, checklists, and tangible proven systems. Because we only want 2,500 people per year into our program, you'll want to sign up today at ThriveTimeSchool.com. Again, that's ThriveTimeSchool.com.
In a Fox 23 television exclusive, a local company is taking small businesses to new leaps and bounds by linking them up with world-class education from millionaires, moguls, and everyday success stories. Fox 23 Sharon Phillips is live downtown on why it could have a big impact on our local economy.
It's already changing the face of small business right here in Tulsa.
We have to determine that we're going to live before we die.
One quick glance at this wall, and it's clear that CEO Clay Clark knows what he's talking about. Right now, he is one of America's most sought-after business and entrepreneurship coaches. He's working to teach entrepreneurs specifically what they need to start and grow a business.
Marketing, sales, PR. But that Clay Clark, man, he is one character.
It's a good word for him. Character. Yeah, that is it.
Good, driven, smart, and I've never met a guy who was so hyper all the time. He's doing so much good, and then I met his mother, and she just says, she just lets him be Clay Clark. I mean, so he's endorsed by his mother, and he's doing magnificent work. So it was great meeting you out there and all the people that he surrounds himself with. Clay Clark starts his days at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, he's a machine. He's a machine.
Yeah. But I have problems with my company starting at 9 o'clock. Yes, hundreds of people showing up at 5 a.m. in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, he's a leader of a leader. He's a fantastic young man.
Oh, he is.
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
4,000% from February to February. Now I can better that. Okay, Clay, I don't think you know this. I don't think you know this. I'm pinching myself, and if I cry, forgive me. In the last 2.5 days, we have bettered our entire month of February in the last 2.5 days. So, and the phone's blowing up. Everything's just blowing up. You're right. It is like a rocket ship. So we're pinching ourselves, actually.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
Okay, Aaron Antis, guess who's joining us for the December 4th and 5th, 2025 Thrivetime Show Business Growth Workshop?
Whoa. Ooh, Santa Claus?
No, we will not be joined by Santa Claus, but we will be joined by Eric Trump, the son of the 45th and now 47th President of these United States. And yes, Amanda Grace will be in the place. And yes, Dr. Stella Manuel will be there, so you know it will go well. Yes, we have Mel K in the house. Pastor Phil and Tammy Hotson-Pillar will be hosting this event at their beautiful church right there in sunny Anaheim, California. Yes, folks, make this a December to remember.
You surprised?
Make this a December to remember and join us at the 2-day interactive business growth workshops. For over 20 years, folks, I've been hosting business growth workshops where we're going to teach you marketing, sales systems, human resources, accounting, social media marketing, branding, sales training, search engine optimization, accounting, workflow development, financial management, all this and more. How do you get tickets? Go to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, how do you get tickets? Go to thrivetimeshow.com and request tickets today. And now Eric Trump, people don't know this, but the Trump organization has thousands of employees. There's not 50 employees. The Trump organization, again, most people don't know this, but the Trump organization has thousands of employees. And while Donald J. Trump was the 45th president of these United States, and this just in from our home office, President Donald J. Trump is now the 47th president of these United States as well.
I'm Ron Burgundy?
He needed someone to run the companies for him. And so the man that runs the Trump organization for Donald J. Trump, as he was the 45th president of the United States and now the 47th president of the United States, is Eric Trump. And so Eric Trump is here to talk about time management, promoting from within, marketing, branding, quality control, sales systems, workflow design, workflow mapping, how to build. I mean, everything that you see, the Trump hotels, the Trump golf courses, all their products, the man who manages billions of dollars of real estate and thousands of employees is here to teach us how to do it.
You are talking about one of the greatest brands on the planet from a business standpoint. Right. I mean, who else has been able to create a brand like the Trump brand? I mean, look at it. And this is the man behind the business for the last, pretty much since 2015. He's been the man behind it. So you're talking, we're into 9 going into 10 years of him running it, and we get to tap into that knowledge. That's going to be amazing.
Now, think about this for a second.
Nothing is over until we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
Germans? Forget it, he's rolling.
It ain't over now.
The lineup continues to grow, and this is how we do our tickets here at the Thrivetime Show. If you want to get a VIP ticket, you can absolutely do it. It's $500 for a VIP ticket. We've always done it that way. Now, if you want to take a general admission ticket, it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. And the reason why I do that, and the reason why we do that, is because we want to make our events affordable for everybody. I grew up without money. I totally understand what it's like to be in a tight spot. So if you want to attend, it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. That's how I do it. And it's $500 for a VIP ticket. Now, we only have limited seating here with...
There's a lot of togetherness and closeness, camaraderie.
So again, if you want to get tickets for this event, all you have to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. When you go to thrivetimeshow.com, you'll go there, you'll request a ticket, boom. Or if you want to text me, if you want a little bit faster service, you say, I want you to call me right now. Just text my number. It's my cell phone number, my personal cell phone number. We'll keep that private between you, me, everybody. We'll keep that private. And anybody. Don't share that with anybody except for everybody. That's my private cell phone number. It's 918-851-0102. 918-851-0102. I know we have a lot of Spanish-speaking people that attend these conferences, and to be bilingually sensitive, my cell phone number is 918-851-0102.
That is not actually bilingual. That's just saying Juan for a 1. It's not the same thing.
I think you're attacking me. Now, let's talk about this. Now, what kind of stuff will you learn at the Thrivetime Show workshop? So, Aaron, you've been to many of these over the past 7-8 years. So let's talk about it. I'll tee up the thing, and then you tell me what you're going to learn here, okay?
Okay.
You're going to learn marketing and branding. What are we going to learn about marketing and branding?
Oh, yeah. We're going to dive into, so many people say, I got to get my brand known out there, like the Trump brand, right? You want to get that brand out there. It's like, how do I actually make people know what my business is and make it a household name? You're going to learn some intricacies of how you can do that.
You're going to learn sales. So many people struggle to sell something. This just in, your business will go to hell if you can't sell. So we're going to teach you sales. We're going to teach you search engine optimization, how to come up top in the search engine results. We're going to teach you how to manage people. Aaron, you have managed, no exaggeration, hundreds of people throughout your career and thousands of contractors. And most people struggle with managing people. Why does everybody have to learn how to manage people?
Well, because first of all, you either have great people or you have people who suck. And so it can be a challenge. Learning how to work with a large group of people and get everybody pulling in the same direction can be a challenge. But if you have the right systems, you have the right processes, and you're really good at selecting great ones, and we have a process we teach about how to find great people. When you start with the people who have a great attitude, they're teachable, they're driven, all of those things, then you can get those people all pulling in the same direction.
So we're going to teach you branding, marketing, sales, search engine optimization. We're going to teach you accounting. We're going to teach you personal finance, how to manage your finance. We're going to teach you time management. How do you manage your time? How do you get more done during a typical day? How do you build an organization if you're not organized? How do you do organization? How do you build an org chart? Everything that you need to know to start and grow a business will be taught during this 2-day interactive business workshop. Now, let me tell you how the format is set up here. And again, folks, this is a 2-day interactive 15. Think about this, folks. It's 2 days. Each day it starts at 7 a.m. and it goes until 5 p.m. So from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., 2 days. It's a 2-day interactive workshop. The way we do it is we do a 30-minute teaching session, and then we break for 15 minutes for a question and answer session. So, Aaron, what kind of great stuff happens during that 15-minute question and answer session after every teaching session?
I actually think it's the best part about the workshops, because here's what happens. I've been to lots of these things over the years. I've paid many thousands of dollars to go to them. And you go in there and they talk in vague generalities, and they're constantly upselling you for something, trying to get you to buy this thing or that thing or this program or this membership. And you leave not getting your very specific questions answered about your business or your employees or what you're doing on your marketing. And what's awesome about this is we literally answer every single question that any person asks, and it's very specific to what your business is.
And what we do is we allow you as the attendee to write your questions on the whiteboard.
Yep.
And then we literally, as you mentioned, we answer every single question on the whiteboard. And then we take a 15-minute break to stretch. And this is also your opportunity to meet some of the great speakers like Pastor Dave Scarlett. You can meet Mel Kay. You could meet Amanda Grace. You could meet Dr. Stella Emanuel. You could just grab a coffee. You could find some alone time. You could get lost in the bathroom. You could try to go and get a photo with one of the speakers. You could try to photobomb a photo where someone else is getting a photo with the speakers. You could go attempt to find your phone, wallet, and your keys.
My phone, wallet, keys, yeah, phone, wallet, keys.
Whoa.
Now that's a good idea.
Well, it's going to be great. And then you're in the company of hundreds of entrepreneurs. So there's not a lot of people in America today. In fact, there's less than 10 million people today, according to U.S. Debt Clock, that identify as being self-employed. So if you have a country with 350 million people, that means you have less than 3% of our population that's even self-employed. Yeah. So you only have 3 out of every 100 people in America that are self-employed to begin with. And when Inc. magazine reports that 96% of businesses fail by default, you have a 1 out of 1,000 chance of succeeding in the game of business. But yet the average client that you and I work with, we can typically double this. And this is no hyperbole, no exaggeration. And I have thousands of testimonials to back this up. We have thousands of testimonials to back it up. But when you work with a home builder, when I work with a business owner, we can typically double the size of the company within 24 months.
Yeah.
Double. And you say double? Yeah, there's businesses that we have tripled. There's businesses we've grown 8x. There's so many examples you can see at thrivetimeshow.com. But again, this is the most interactive, best business workshop on the planet. This is objectively the highest rated and most reviewed business workshop on the planet. Whoa. Add to that, Eric Trump, the man that runs the Trump Organization. You say, Clay, I'm not going to get a ticket unless you give me more. Okay, fine. We're going to serve you the same meal both days. True story. We cater in the food, and because I keep it simple, I literally bring in the same food both days for lunch.
Who's with me? Let's go! Come on!
It was an incredible Mexican restaurant. That's going to happen. Someone says, I want more. This is not enough.
Give me more.
Okay, I'm not going to mention their names right now because I'm working on it behind the scenes here. But we just continue to add more and more success stories. So if you're out there today and you want to change your life, you want to give yourself an incredible gift, you want a life-changing experience, you want to learn how to start and grow a company, Go to thrivetimeshow.com. Go there right now. thrivetimeshow.com. Request a ticket for the 2-day interactive event. Again, the event's going to be on December 4th and 5th in sunny Anaheim, California. Great weather. Make this a December to remember. Eric Trump, the man who leads the Trump organization. It's going to be a blasty blast. There's no upsells. Aaron, I could not be more excited about this event.
I think it is incredible. And there's somebody out there right now, you're watching and you're like, but I already signed up for this incredible other program called Smoke Your Way to Thin. You think that's going to change your life? I promise you this will be 10 times better than that.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking.
Don't do the Smoke Your Way to Thin conference. That is, I've tried it. Don't do it.
Yeah, chain smoking is not a viable. I mean, it is life changing. It is life changing. If you become a chain smoker, it is life changing.
Not the best weight loss program, though.
Right.
Like,
Not really. So if you're looking to have life changing results in a way that won't cause you to have a stoma, get your tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's Aaron Antis. I'm Clay Clark, and reminding you and inviting you to come out to the 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show workshop in beautiful Anaheim, California.
I'm Kay Dixon. I'm from Sarasota, Florida.
I'm Vince Suzuki, also from Sarasota, Florida.
He dragged me here.
Yep, was here in 2018, and it changed my business, and I built another business, and now I'm here to do it again with this business. So.
Yeah, I'm a brand strategist, and it's been really easy to go to a lot of events like this and just leave really in your head like what to do next. And already there's the strategic, step-by-step, real-life implementation that we can do to our business, and I'm so grateful to be here and very excited that Eric Trump is here, and that is going to be epic.
Hi, my name is Erica, and it has been amazing being here. The conference, I'm learning so much. Everything is perfect for me.
But that Clay Clark, man, he is one character.
It's a good word for him. Character. Yeah, that is it.
Good, driven, smart, and I've never met a guy who was so hyper all the time. He's doing so much good, and then I met his mother, and she just says, she just lets him be Clay Clark. I mean, so he's endorsed by his mother, and he's doing magnificent work. So it was great meeting you out there and all the people that he surrounds himself with. Clay Clark starts his days at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, he's a machine. He's a machine.
Yeah. But I have problems with my company starting at 9 o'clock. Yes, hundreds of people showing up at 5 a.m. in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, he's a leader of a leader. He's a fantastic young man.
No, he is. He is. Yeah. And it's for the folks that aren't familiar with you, and probably few and far between, I first came across you, gosh, probably 15 years ago, or maybe even